Hello everyone, this is Mr. Sanjay Kuwar. Once again we are back here for learning 7th standard history subject. Now we are going to learn the remaining part of the lesson number 2nd, India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. So dear friends, first let's understand what did we learn in the previous part of this lesson. Dear friends, we got the information about the various ruling powers those were existed before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. We also got information about the different dynasties such as Pearl dynasty, Rajput dynasty, Chola dynasty, Rashtrakuta, Shilahar and Yadavas. Yadavas was the last prosperous power before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. We also got information about Vijayanagar kingdom and the Bahamani kingdom. Now, dear friends, in this video we are going to take information about the Mughal power. So let's begin. Here the Mughal power was established in 1526. The Delhi Sultanate came to an end in 1526 and from then onwards the Mughal Empire was established in India. Babur was the founder of the Mughal Empire. Actually, Babur was the king of Fargana in Central Asia of today's Uzbekistan. So dear students, here Babur was the king of Fargana and he had heard lot about our country. He knew very well that our country is one of the richest country and so he made the plan to attack our country. During the same time, Ibrahim Lodi was the Sultan of Delhi. He made many enemies due to his peculiar temperament. At the same time, Daulat Khan Lodi was the governor of Punjab under his sultanate. And the relation between Ibrahim Lodi and Daulat Khan Lodi was not good. So, Daulat Khan Lodi invited Babur to fight against him. Babur already made the plan. He wanted to attack India. So, this was the good opportunity for Babur to attack India. So he took the advantage and attacked India. Here there was the huge battle between Ibrahim Lodi and Babur. The battle took place on 21st April 1526 at Panipat. In this battle, Babur made use of artillery very effectively. Artillery means the weapons. In this battle of Panipat, Babur used his weapons very effectively, first time in India. So, in this battle of Panipat, Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi. The battle between Ibrahim Lodi and Babur, which took place on 21st April 1526 at Panipat, is known as the first battle of Panipat. In this battle of Panipat, Ibrahim Lodi was defeated and the Sultanate of Delhi came to an end. And from here, the Mughal Empire was established. And the Mewar region, Rana Sangh was the king. After the battle of Panipat, Rana Sangh of Mewar brought all the Rajput kings together, and there was a battle between Babur and Rana Sangh at Khanua. In this battle also, Babur used his artillery very effectively. His artillery, his army played very active role in this battle at Khanua, and as a result, Rana Sangh's army was defeated. After few years, Babur also died in 1530. Now dear friends, let's get some information about the various ruling powers of the Mughal Empire. We know that Babur was the founder of Mughal Empire, but after Babur, his son Humayun became the king. Humayun was defeated by Sher Shah, and Sher Shah established the Sur dynasty in India. After Humayun, his son Akbar became the king. Emperor Akbar ascended the throne. Emperor Akbar was the most powerful king in the Mughal Empire. He had an ambition to bring the whole India into his control. There was a battle in between Akbar and Hemu. The battle between Emperor Akbar and Hemu took place at Panipat in 1556. The battle between Akbar and Hemu, which took place at Panipat in 1556, is known as the Second Battle of Panipat. After Emperor Akbar, his son Jahangir became the king. During his period, his wife Nur Jahan played an active role in the administration. After Jahangir, his son Shah Jahan became the emperor. The next emperor after Shah Jahan was Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb was also the powerful Mughal emperor. He also ruled for long period. After his death, the Mughal power became weak. Dear friends, when Emperor Akbar tried to bring whole India under his control, he had to face the opposition of various local rulers of our country. Such all the various local rulers of our country, they opposed the policy of Emperor Akbar. They were Maharana Pratap, Chand Bibi, Rani Durgavati, etc. Their struggle with Emperor Akbar is noteworthy in the history of our country. So let's get some information about them. First, Maharana Pratap. Maharana Pratap was the son of Uday Singh. He ascended the throne of Mewar after the death of Uday Singh. He continued the struggle for the existence of Mewar. Till the end of his life, Maharana Pratap struggled very hard with Emperor Akbar for maintaining the independence of the Mewar region. He became immortal in the history due to his qualities such as valor, courage, self-respect, sacrifice, etc. Now, let's get information about Chand Bibi. Chand Bibi was the capable daughter of Hussain Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar. Ahmednagar was the capital of Nizam Shah's kingdom. In 1595, the Mughals attacked the Ahmednagar fort. The Mughal army put the fort of Ahmednagar under their siege. During this time, Chand Bibi defended the Ahmednagar fort very bravely. But at the same time, there was an internal conflict among the various Sardars of Nizam Shah's kingdom. This resulted in the murder of Chand Bibi. Later on, the Mughals captured the Ahmednagar fort, but the Mughals were not able to bring the whole control over the Nizam Shah's kingdom. Now, let's get information about Rani Durgavati. Rani Durgavati was born in the Chandel Rajput dynasty. She became the queen of Gondwana region after marriage. Gondwana region included the different parts of our country. They were the eastern part of Vidarbha, part of Madhya Pradesh to its north, the western part of today's Chhattisgarh, the northern part of Andhra Pradesh and the western part of Odisha. All these different parts of our country were included in the Gondwana region. The struggle of this Gondwana queen is very important, noteworthy in the history of our country. After her husband's death, Rani Durgavati laid down her life while fighting against Emperor Akbar. But she didn't surrender in front of him. Now dear friends, let's get some information about the conflict with the Ahoms. In the 13th century, the people of Shan community settled down in the valley of river Brahmaputra and they established their kingdom at that place. These people were known as Ahom people. At this place, the Mughals also attacked and there was a long struggle in between the Mughals and the Ahom people. The Ahoms united under the leadership of Gadadhar Singh. Commander Lachit Borphukan also fought very courageously with them. The Ahoms in this battle used the guerrilla technique, and due to this all the things, the Mughals were not able to create the strong base in Assam.